in the entire nation with AmeriFest pageant system. I work for two of our Ohio sports teams, the Cavaliers and the Browns. I have overcome many challenges and blow the ceiling off of what is possible. Because I dare to think I could, and someone dared to say I care. With that, I am now in the process of launching my own nonprofit corporation called I Care. I Care is an organization that's about true inclusion and promoting positive ways to build success for persons with disabilities in employment. It is designed to help people maximize their greatest potential, helping organizations that they belong to as well. Nothing should be a one-size-fits-all philosophy. As the theme for this year's Awareness Month is Strive to Thrive in 2025, I encourage each and one of you to commit to listen, be visually focused. We each have a part to play in promoting true inclusion. True inclusion is recognized that inside each person is a dream and ability to soar. It's our job and responsibility to listen, encourage conversations, to help everyone take a step towards their dreams, and to network and partner with them to help them use their dreams to help better the world around them. When we are focused on the visual first, it begins at the heart. Then everyone has a chance to win and to strive to thrive in 2025. Thanks for having me.
Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes. That means it's picture time. Now, more good things. Madam Clerk.
Resolution recognizing March 2nd through the 8th, 2025 as Ohio 4-H Week in Lake County, Ohio.
Moved.
Second. Discussion.
Mr. President, it's so exciting to recognize 4-H Week in Ohio because I don't think there's any 4-H in all of Ohio that's stronger than Lake County's. We set records every year with our 4-H auction. We have extraordinary Lake County fairs, and we promote what agriculture really means in Lake County, where it's still very much alive. It may have changed over the years as we went from nurseries to wineries, but it still remains one of the most significant professions and economic drivers in all of Lake County. So the work that you're doing together and what you're learning is so valuable, not just to your future, but all of our futures in Lake County, Ohio. And so it's the smallest thing the commissioners can do to invite you here, to recognize your hard work, and to thank you for being the future leaders of ag, not just in Lake County, not just in Ohio, but the world.
Well, this is the kickoff, I think, of the season. Anytime we see Lisa Manning here, we know we're on our way to the county fair before we know it. But congratulations to all you for taking this on. This is above and beyond what you have to do on a daily basis, and what most kids your age do. So that says a lot about who you are. And so that being said, Lisa.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for having us. First of all, I want to thank you for all your support that you do for both the OSU Extension Office, which is where I work, and for the 4-H program, both professionally as your role as a commissioner, but also personally, coming to award ceremony, supporting our auction. Certainly, we are very, very appreciative. Like President Regovich said, we have just started off our year. Our enrollment isn't even closed yet. It closes April 15th, but we've already done our quality assurance. We've already done our volunteer training. We've already selected our camp counselors for the year. We've already started our camp counselor training. So we are well on our way to our 4-H season, even though things really don't really start happening until the summer. Just a few things about our 4-H program. We have community clubs. We do livestock, saddle horse, shooting sports. We have non-animal projects as well as small animal domestic pets. We do camps. We do school programming. We have leadership programs. We do travel clubs. So we have a whole bunch of things in Lake County that our youth participate in. A couple facts is 4-H youth are more likely to give back to their community. That is a national statistic. And they are 2 times more likely to be leaders and to have a life that they live with purpose and intention. But I'm going to let the kids speak to the things that they do. So they're going to kind of come up and say a few things.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is River Livingood. I am in 4 different 4-H clubs, one of them being Reins and Ribbons, where I'm the president. I'm in Junior Saddle Horse, STARS Leadership Club, and then I am also the president of Lake County Junior Fair Board. This is my 7th year in 4-H. One thing that 4-H has taught me is great leadership skills, the responsibility that I have now today, and public speaking skills. A fun fact, last year's Saddle Horse program added footing to the placed ring and added timers to the front ring for contesting events.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Emma Fekinen, and I am part of 2 different 4-H clubs, one being Giddy Up Will More, and also STARS Leadership. This will be my 5th year in 4-H. And one thing that I have learned from 4-H is public speaking and also just leadership skills in general and adaptability. And also a fun fact about 4-H is that the national program originated in Clark County with A.B. Graham establishing its first Boys and Girls Agricultural Club. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Ariana Hansen. I'm in Legacy Livestock and Junior Market Livestock, and I show cows, pigs, and chickens. I've been in 4-H for 4 years. One thing that I learned in 4-H is time management, finances, and how to work with my animals. A fun fact, in 4-H, considered the largest youth development organization in the United States.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Lorelai Budzicki, and I'm in the Ringleaders 4-H Club as well as Junior Market. I'll be taking 2 market hogs and 1 pen of chickens to fair this year. One thing that I love about 4-H is getting to help and bond with the younger kids who are just learning about it. A fun fact in 4-H is that it's known for working with animals. However, it has a wide range of projects beyond traditional farming, such as cooking, photography, woodworking, and public speaking, just to name a few. There's something special for everyone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Leanne Milo. I am in Legacy Livestock and Junior Market, where I am the president of both of those clubs. I do cows, chickens, turkeys, and pigs. This is my 9th year in 4-H. One thing about 4-H is that it is such a great thing to be able to step into the role of being a mentor to the younger kids. And a fun fact is we had 10 youth qualified to go to the state fair for saddle horse, and 7 of our non-animal projects youth qualified and participated at state fair, and we had 3 shooting sports youth compete at the national level shooting sports competition in Nebraska. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Mark Ball. I'm in the Wings and Things 4-H Club. I do market lambs, hogs, turkeys, and chickens. This is my third year in 4-H. Something I've learned about 4-H is responsibility and time management. With so much going on with my animals and having so many, it takes a lot of time and responsibility. Lake County 4-H puts on a full overnight camp week at Camp Whitewood from June 8th to the 13th. Camp counselors are currently in training and planning the week now, this early. 4-H even fundraises for camp scholarships for those who can't afford the entire cost of camp, and I think everybody should go to camp. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Kylie Sigalski. Clubs I'm in is Wings and Things and Muddy Boots, and my projects this year are lambs and pigs. One thing about 4-H that's taught me is responsibility and leadership. And one fact that Lake County started a cartoons program with Judge DeLeon last year and served 294 youth and parents. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, Commissioners. My name is Judah Metler. My club is Experiments Are Us, and I do market turkeys and market hogs. I've been in 4-H for 12 years, and over that time, I've learned how to manage my responsibilities. And a fun fact about Lake County 4-H livestock is we replaced the hog wash rack this year, and we also added a TV into the livestock arena to watch the shows. And we broke last year's auction records.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Alex Bowman. I'm in 2 clubs, Live Action and Junior Market. I've been in 4-H since I was 5. And I learned that I learned how to raise a sheep, and now we raise our own and breed them. And a fun fact is our Lake County 4-H livestock program continues to grow each year, and the numbers keep going up of how many people join, and it helps with our auction and the competition.
Good morning, all. My name's Tim Kochevar, speaking for 4-H Lake County Young Guns. I have been a part of Young Guns since its very first meeting over a decade ago. Before that, I was involved in various other 4-H clubs since I was about 12. I'm 27 now. I'm a proud member of what we at Young Guns call our founding 7. That is the 7 kids that we had in our club in our first year. We've since grown to have an average of about 3 dozen or more signed up every year, but that's not the kind of growth I wanted to talk about today. When I aged out of the club, I immediately returned as an advisor and an instructor, just like a considerable number of other members have done over the years since. And at this point, I've definitely spent more time with the club in this capacity than I did as a member. And in that time, I have been privileged to observe just how much 4-H can help a young person grow. I have seen kids who grow up in our club become confident junior leaders, public speakers, project organizers, and knowledgeable, competitive athletes. I'll mention that Lake County Young Guns, past and present, now hold 25 Team Ohio records at the National Shooting Sports Competition in Nebraska, which we attend regularly. They also make lifelong friends that they make in the program. Many of them leave with a path and a passion which will take them far beyond what we can cover as a youth shooting sports club. One of those members in particular who I would like to highlight is my own younger sister, Gabriella Kochevar, who will be attending this fall semester at Rio Grande University on an archery scholarship. and will be a member of the university's competitive archery team. We're very proud of her, and we know she won't be our only such success story going forward. When my mother and father founded our club, one of our major goals was to get kids to college on shooting sports scholarships. This is now a goal we are reaching. I don't know if we'll be able to reach our ultimate goal of having a member in the Olympics anytime soon, but by God, we're going to make that happen someday. Someday that'll happen. 4-H, whatever the club, is all about one thing: youth development, making the best better. And I believe anything we can do to encourage even a single person to join any 4-H club in this county who otherwise wouldn't have thought about it or known about it will pay great dividends to Lake County in our future. I believe that in my heart, and that's all I have to say.
Morning, Commissioners. My name's Travis Metler. I've been involved in the Lake County 4-H program my entire life. If it wasn't for this program, I wouldn't be here. My parents met in 4-H. This program has done wonders for me. I grew up in it. There's not a thing that I do as an adult that 4-H does not touch, whether it's my profession, my friends. 4-H has an outstanding mark on what I do for a living. It's a wonderful and it's a blessing. I love watching these kids grow up. I always get to say the motto is 4-H makes the best better, but I always say that 4-H makes young adults better grown adults. They get to learn responsibilities, problem solving. They get to learn how to communicate. It's a wonderful thing. I'm an advisor in the Experiments R Us, and I'm also the head auctioneer for the market livestock sale. So if you're bored, Saturday, come out and see us. We have a good time. Commissioner Pleshnik, you and me always have fun. It's a wonderful time, and these children get to raise money to put towards college, to put towards their projects. They learn how to money management, which is a wonderful thing. 4-H has an 80% volunteer retention rate. I don't know too many programs that can say that, but it's a wonderful thing. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Travis.
Well, thank you again, Commissioners, and thank you for your time today so we could celebrate our 4-H week and have our youth come in and just talk about the wonderful things that our program has provided for them. So thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Commissioner Beveridge is a huge fan of 4-H. And since he's not here, and Travis may not tell you, but if you plant somebody in the audience when he's bidding, he hates to lose, so he'll pay whatever. So just a little inside information, we could do it because he's not here today. So that being said, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Bekovich.
Yes. Now pictures.
Squeeze in the best you can. get back to school.
It gets boring after this anyway. Okay, Madam Clerk.
In the Utilities Department, resolution increasing appropriations and transferring cash within Lake County Department of Utilities Water Project Fund and Project Fund 595, Green Street Water Line Replacement 488W 2025, a joint project with Perry Village.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing execution of a commercial license agreement for structure access not to exceed $50,000 with AT&T for the Lake County Department of Utilities.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution amending the certification of the Lake County Department of Utilities unpaid sewer service, water, and administrative charges to the Lake County Auditor.
Move to approve.
Second. Madam, any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution certifying unpaid water and sewer sums and administrative charges to the Lake County Auditor.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
And the Commissioner's Office, resolution setting the date, time, and place for a public hearing to determine the Carter Road center line located in Concord Township and Leroy Township. Public hearing Thursday, April 3rd, 2025 at 9:45 a.m. in Chambers.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing execution of agreements between the Lake County Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Lake County Sheriff's Central Communications Department and various Lake County Police and Fire Departments for central dispatch and communication services.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion?
Mr. President, I want to just thank our Lake County Sheriff, Franklin and Bruno, again for the extraordinary work that he does in providing this service to really any entity in the county that wants to participate in our dispatch. When I was a city councilman and he was just the chief deputy for the sheriff's office, we worked to bring Willoughby Hills onto central dispatch, and it saved our community hundreds of thousands of dollars each year while improving safety and response times. When you're able to save the taxpayer money and increase safety simultaneously, you're doing God's work. So thank you, Sheriff.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing accepting the recommendation from Lake Development Authority and approving the contract for a lakeshore improvement project in the city of Eastlake, Ohio.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution appointing Robert L. Moore as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Lake County Library District to complete the remainder of a term expiring March 23rd, 2026.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution to reappoint the Lake County Commissioner Richard J. Regovich as a member of the Region 13 One Ohio Governance Board to represent the Lake County Board of Commissioners for a 3-year term beginning March 29, 2025.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? This is, I'll just say this just happened, but I finished the term from the previous commissioner, so this is the start of a new term that goes into a 4-year term. So, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing execution of an agreement with SME Engineering Services Incorporated for geotechnical investigative services and geotechnical testing services for the Lake County Public Safety Center project.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $1,069,237.41.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $1,148,004.54.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations of various non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash within general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution approving the 2025 permanent appropriation measure for the general fund.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion?
Mr. President, once again, I'm grateful for the help of our staff, our budget department, for putting forward a balanced budget for the people of Lake County. Once again, your commissioners are balancing the budget without raising taxes, which I would argue is our fundamental and most important responsibility as the budget authority for Lake County. You don't hear a lot about our budgets. There's not a lot of excitement because we very quietly do the good work and make sure that revenues equal expenses or better, as we've quietly saved for capital projects so that when issues like the Lake County Jail or maintenance in the courthouses come up, we're able to afford those out of current revenues without going back to the taxpayer. So I think this is a monumental effort that no one will ever hear about. But they won't hear about it precisely because of the great work that each of the three commissioners have done in tandem with our county administrator, Jason Boyd, our director of administrative services, and all of the staff who work with him. So we want to give a great thanks to you, Joel, and your entire team.
A few things on this budget. This is the healthcare costs continue to rise. Even though we're doing better than other entities, we've made some benefit changes to try to control those costs. This budget also contains the first year of the repayment of the notes for the jail that are part of that. But that being in there takes our judicial and public safety to about 70% of our total budget. So that's how much we value public safety here, and it's a much needed expense throughout the county. So that's an account in 2025 budget. The permanent budget addresses operating costs for 2025. The capital portion of the cost will be included in the outside general fund budget and discussed moving forward. So any of the capital improvements will be in the outside of the general fund budget. So I too want to thank the sheriff, Chief Izzo, prosecutors, judges. It's only possible to get these kind of things done when we have cooperation within all of our departments. The recorder's office, the auditor's office, treasurer, clerk of courts, all those offices, we get together and go over the budget, and they've all made the belt tightening, and it's only possible for us to pass a budget like this to have all those, and of course all the work that Joel and Zach do and Jason to prepare this for us. So we get to sit up and pass it and give advice, but they really do the hard work. So it's another year's budget, and we hope that that looks similar every year for until our new jail's paid off. So Jason?
Yeah, just briefly echo your comments. Thanks to Zach and Joel and everybody on the fourth floor. But I think one of the key takeaways from an administrator's position is, Commissioner, you noted with the debt service that'll be on the books, I think we financed for 28 years, so if we can pay it off sooner, is that the balance of the county, the other 30% of what we do on those existing revenues. So public safety, the courts, and Mr. Colson's shop, and the sheriff, and down the list. Yet we still maintain a high level of service for the 11th biggest county in the state for the recorder, the treasurer, the planning commission, and down the list. Obviously public safety is a priority, but we also, to the best of our ability, to continue to provide sufficient sustainable funding for all the other general fund obligations as prescribed in the revised code. And I would say today marks the end of one process, and Joel and Zach will start tomorrow on managing the budget for 2025. and we're already looking at 2026 and how do we maintain these services in light of the debt service that we have looking at us. We feel we have a very significant sustainable plan for that, but we'll continue to ask for everyone's cooperation on personnel costs, trying to maintain a stable employee base, on unnecessary travels or what have you. So we had a great 2025, and we would just respectfully request that those trends continue with all of our partners. So thank you.
Joel?
So Jason and I talk a lot with our colleagues around the state, and one of the things we always feel good about is the partnership and the relationships we have with our elected officials. And I don't know if everywhere in the state is as fortunate to benefit from that like we are. I would say it's probably every day, either Jason or I or Zach are on the phone with either the sheriff or the chief deputy working through, whether it be Jason working through issues on the new jail project, me working with them on allocating expenses to best fit our budget, Zach and working with them on different things. I mean, it's every day we're working with these other elected officials. And obviously, it's no secret, they're the biggest part of our budget, so we spend the most time with them. But some of the other time we spend is with smaller departments that are just as important. I spend a lot of time working with our recorder's office. She just entered into contract on a huge project last week that her and I spent a lot of time figuring out and coming to a successful conclusion to get that project started. So, I mean, it's really top to bottom, from the sheriffs to our smaller offices. Everyone's got to buy in, work together. Some of the conversations are difficult. I mean, not every conversation's easy, but I think we all walk away knowing we're all trying to do the best for the county and for the citizens. So happy to hopefully get this passed here shortly and move on to looking forward to 2026.
The sheriff's a joy to be around, even if you hit a small part of the budget. So. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes. This brings us to our departmental reports. Utilities.
No report today, Commissioner. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. President, if I could just repeat my thanks to our engineer, Randy Roethlisberger. I send a lot of constituent concerns to him on a regular basis, and he always responds promptly and effectively and makes sure that we drill down to the real issue for each one. And I know it's much appreciated when the head of an entire department reaches out to a constituent or answers a question. You really make a difference.
Thank you.
County Administrator.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. Just briefly, I don't know if the sheriff or the chief have anything to add, but we continue to proceed with the initial foundation geotech work across the street at the new Lake County Sheriff's Office. I believe the I'll call them pilings that are going on the past 2 weeks. I think they're finishing up today. They'll be demobilizing off-site, hopefully tomorrow. I don't know what this morning's weather did. There'll be a little bit of about talking to the project manager yesterday, Sean Noble from Gilbane. It'll look a little idle maybe next week, but that's fine because we're hitting our timelines. And then foundation work will begin the following week. I know Commissioner Plechnik teaches on Wednesday, but I think we're going to potentially walk the site next Wednesday. I'll get you a special time, Commissioner, to get you on site if you want. I know the sheriff has a team of folks, and the commissioners, myself, Paul and Mark, and I'm going to have a couple of our building inspectors. There's not a lot to look at now, but I think it'd be great to get our eyes on, step one as we continue to work through this process. And we continue to hit all our benchmarks. The SME proposal or resolution earlier today, I just want to note, was included in the overall budget. That is soil testing, anything that may happen below grade. SME helps us work through those. Data analyzes soils, water tables, and so on. And on that note, I'll just conclude with, as we come out of the ground, as we've been saying for the better part of 2 years, our unknowns diminish, which is a good thing. And our call this Wednesday, we hit a little bit of water, but that's not unusual. We took a good bit of that topsoil off. We think we have that contained, and that we haven't had a lot of unknowns, knock on wood, in this early geotechnical stage, which is a good sign. So over the next 30 to 60 days, as those foundations go in, we'll be more on a fixed cost basis versus an unknown basis, which is always the trickiest part of a project of this scale. So, Sheriff, anything else? Thank you. And we did not have the budget did not include the statue for the sheriff this year.
That's going to be special. I'd just like to remind everybody too that parking will continue to be a problem here. If everyone can be patient for the next couple of years, sounds like a long time.
Parking is not a problem.
Well,
Parking just is not as convenient as individuals would like. The priority should be our visitors and the public. And thank you for the reminder to ask that our employees park in public or employee spots, which include the new lot, which is kitty corner from the current jail, Chicago Title Building. It's less than a 4-minute walk. Suzanne has been very gracious at Job and Family Services for her lot. A friendly reminder that when this building was built, commissioners' employees, etc., parked at the Lake Health site, and we walked for 2 or 3 years. And I understand that it is a pain in the butt, but we are in a downtown core community, as county seats should be, and those come with associated hurdles. And we will get through these hurdles, and we will have ample parking upon the completion of the project. Not only secure parking for the sheriff and all of his employees and probation, etc., but for our community, our public, and so on. So to our employees, a friendly reminder that we have ample parking. It's just not as convenient as one would like. Thank you.
Mr. President, if I could just reinforce what our county administrator shared. From time to time, I do hear from seniors, from folks with physical disabilities, that they've had to park very far away because the visitor parking was filled every time they came in to pay their property taxes or to handle other county business. And so we need to bear in mind that folks can have a difficult time coming in if all the spots are filled. And so what County Administrator Jason Boyd is talking about really is a priority. We want to make sure that seniors and those with disabilities are able to pay their taxes, contest property values, visit with the different county officials and get their business done without being, unduly put out. So it really is important to be considerate and keep those visitor spots open.
I'm pretty confident Mr. DeMar can negotiate next year's health care with healthier because we have more steps in. Madam Clerk.
I guess I wanted to mention that the next commissioners meeting is next Thursday, March 13th at 10 a.m.
And legal.
No reports, Commissioner.
Is there any old business?
Mr. President, a few items. First, with respect to House Bill 15, which we discussed at a previous work session with our county auditor, Chris Galloway, both he and I met with State Representative Dave Thomas of Ashtabula to talk about how that bill needs to be amended to reflect the needs of Lake County. Right now, the House bill would exempt power plants such as Perry Nuclear Power Plant from the personal property tax, which would be a major revenue hit, not just to Perry Public Schools, but all of Lake County. And presumably that burden would be shifted to our residents and businesses, something we absolutely do not want the state to do. And so we certainly prefer the Senate version that does not exempt pre-existing power plants, and we further prefer proposals by the Ohio Business Roundtable that would only give a temporary exemption of 5 years to new plants, so that even if there were, say, another power plant or reactor added at Perry, at some point the community would benefit from that addition, and the county and other public services would be reimbursed for the cost of having to deal with that additional burden. So things do appear to be moving in the right direction, but we have to be vigilant, because if HB 15 were passed as currently constituted, as our county auditor said, it would be a major burden to the taxpayer in Lake County. And I do want to thank Auditor Galloway for also going down to Columbus to testify to this effect. So I want the public to know, particularly those in Perry, that we are being vigilant on HB 15. We are pushing our state reps and senators in the right direction. It sounds like they're listening, but we are not going to stop until that language is changed and the issue is fully resolved. That's number one. Number two, also relating to property taxes, I continue to get an unprecedented number of complaints and concerns from Lake County residents who are finding themselves unable to meet this new and increasing burden. Inflation has skyrocketed our values, and I want you to know that we are not going to stop advocating with our state reps and senators there either. There needs to be a more fair way of valuing properties, and frankly, the homestead exemption is simply not enough for our seniors. I believe, and I am pushing for a 100% property tax exemption for our seniors. But even if we can't push that through the State House, at the very least, the homestead exemption needs to be dramatically increased. And frankly, to have an eligibility restriction of basically 40,000 or less is simply not fair. I would challenge any state rep or senator to cut their pay to $40,000 for their entire household and see if they can meet their family expenses. It is challenging in Lake County in this day and age for seniors on a fixed income, and these property taxes just make it completely unfair. So it is a difficult push because as commissioners, we don't get a vote on these issues. We just have a voice, and it's our goal to be your voice as we continue to talk with our state reps and senators and encourage them to fight for you.
I believe we just got that email from the auditor on the points that they're doing with their auditors group. Some good ideas on there I think we can incorporate as far as that language in the resolution. So, any new business? None being heard. Can I get a motion to adjourn to executive session for personnel collective bargaining with no business being conducted after its completion?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes. Thank you very much.